Morning, Friday, November 17th. And in the past, I have castigated Governor Greg Abbott of Texas for the many evil things that he has done surrounding immigration, like shipping people by buses to more liberal states without notifying, without asking for permission. He's caused crisis around this country. And he's at it once again. He's prepared to do something that goes against the grain of this nation for many, many years. Now, I know that we have immigration problems. And I know that it's been many years since we've really tried to fix the problem. But that doesn't mean that Mr. Abbott has come up with all the correct solutions. He has made a mess of what's going on in his state and the rest of the country by his actions, by not communicating, by not working as a member of the team, so to speak. So what is he doing now? What is he getting ready to do now? Well, Governor Abbott is expected to sign a border bill that would create a new crime for entering the state illegally. This bill, which is called SB 4, gives law enforcement the power to arrest and order immigrants to leave the U.S. This is an extraordinary step in the legal battle between the state and the federal government over its efforts to curtail illegal immigration. Now, this legislation has sent ripples of fear throughout the Latino community in Texas, which makes up 40% of the state's population. And civil rights organizations have called the measure anti-immigrant and warned that it will lead to the racial profiling of Latinos in the state. So how can a man like that end up being governor? 40% of the state is Latino and they vote for him? That's crazy. That's crazy. This man should not be governor. This man should not have any sort of control over the lives of people because he's irrational. He doesn't know how to work together. He's a vicious, anti-everything guy. He's got civil rights organizations all around the country and immigration groups all around the country calling the measure totally anti-immigrant. And they're warning that the powers afforded to law enforcement will lead to racial profiling of a Latino, not just on the border, but all over Texas. And the ACLU of Texas has condemned the passage of the border bills and called it some of the most radical anti-immigrant bills ever passed by any state. And they threatened to sue Abbott for this if he signs this bill called SB 4. And you think that's going to stop him? You think that will stop a man like Abbott? No, because in his mind he believes he can do anything he wants. As we've seen his action by sending and shipping immigrants by bus and by train and however he shipped them across the country. We know he's not a rational human being. And we know he's got a desperate problem. This is not a simple problem that he's dealing with in Texas. But that's what he signed up for. You want to be the governor of the state, you have to manage it. This is not a form of management. Now, Texans are not in favor of this bill. They have opposed this bill from the beginning. So not only is he attempting to justify his actions and be a great governor, he's upsetting the people in his state. Unfortunately, there's not enough of them to get rid of him. And a group of 30 former immigration judges who were appointed and served under the Democrats and the Republican administrations have opposed the bill and said that it's not lawful. And many have tried to explain to Governor Abbott that immigration is a federal function. It's not his province to mess with it. Because the proposed Texas legislation would allow a state court magistrate judge to issue a removal order. And state judges are not allowed to issue removal orders under the current situation. But when Abbott was asked about whether he thought the bill was constitutional, Abbott said he wouldn't be surprised if the legislation is changed in the courts. So why go through all of this trouble? Why put yourself at the tip of the iceberg, so to speak? Because he's trying to prove something. He's trying to prove that he's better than everybody else. He said, I feel good about this bill, and I feel good that it's a pathway to reach my desk, showing once again that Texas is doing more than any other state has ever done in the history of America to address Joe Biden's open border policies. Now, why is he blaming this on Joe Biden? Because he's a Trumpster. Deep down in his heart, the Governor Abbott, is a Trumpster. In fact, he's getting ready to announce that he is going to support Donald Trump for president. So he doesn't have enough problems, but he's going to support a man under indictment for 91 different counts. He's going to endorse him for president. So what does that tell you about this man who's supposed to be a governor of people and do the right thing at all costs? He's violating the rights of many people, and he thinks he's correct about everything. And if you think that a man who is sneaky enough to send hundreds of people on buses with the expectation that wherever they arrive they'll be taken care of, what would have happened if New York or California or Maryland or wherever the hell he sent those buses to, what would have happened if those buses were rejected and sent back to Texas? What would he have done? Nothing. He just would have let people wallow. So this is not a decent human being that we're talking about here. This is a man who has big problems, doesn't know how to solve them, blames everybody else for his big problems. So I think he and the state of Texas are in big trouble for many years to come, because this action is going to definitely upset 40% of the population of Texas. So I'll leave you with that this morning. A governor who has run loose, a loose cannon amongst the administrators of this country. Have a great day. Bye.